If you are a foreign entrepreneur with the skill sets and the know-how to build an innovative company inside Canada and to scale that company so it can eventually hire Canadians and potentially even become a global company, then the startup visa may be the option for you to bring your family and your business partners with you to Canada. Welcome back. My name is Donovan Francis. I'm a Canadian immigration lawyer at GOOSELAW Immigration, where we help businesses with their employees' work permit applications and save them from all of the legal hassle. In this video, I want to talk about the startup visa program. Now, this is a unique immigration option that is available to entrepreneurs who are primarily outside Canada, or if they're in Canada, they do not yet have status inside Canada as permanent residents or citizens, and who are looking to establish an innovative business inside Canada, and a business that's scalable, a business that potentially could provide employment to Canadians and potentially expand to become a global business. If you believe that you are in such a position, then the startup visa may be the option for you. Now, it's important to note that the startup visa is really a permanent residency application. So it's an application for Canadian permanent residency that is targeted at entrepreneurs who have innovative business ideas, many of whom already have some kind of a business in their home country, but which they're looking to establish in Canada and to scale. The startup visa program does, however, come with a work permit component. Okay, so persons applying under this program would initially be applying for permanent residency, but because the permanent residency application will take some time to be approved over a number of years typically, then the program also has the option of a quicker work permit, allowing the applicant to come to Canada with their family while the actual permanent residency application is being approved. Now, the startup visa, in order to be eligible for the startup visa, there are a number of things that need to be in place. Firstly, you will need to establish your business inside Canada, and the business that you're establishing, you must have, if it's a business that you own jointly with business partners, then you must have a minimum of 10% ownership of the voting shares within that company. And, your business partners should be accompanying you to Canada, or at least the ones accompanying you to Canada must, along with you together, own more than 50% of the voting shares, right? So in essence, controlling interests must rest with the members who are going to be, the owners who are going to be in Canada. Now, it's important to note that if you are a co-founder, co-owner of a company, and you're wanting to access the startup visa, you have the option of having your co-partners, up to 5 in total, apply for jointly for the startup visa. So up to 5 co-founders can apply jointly to come to Canada under this program, with each getting their permanent residency and being able to take their family with them. But again, each founder must have a minimum of 10% ownership of voting rights, and together your combined ownership must exceed 50% of the voting shares. Okay, so that's a crucial requirement of the startup visa. Another requirement is that in order for you to apply for this visa, you need to have gotten a letter of support from one of the government's designated organizations. So the government has a list of organizations that have been approved to issue letters of support for startup visa applicants. And in order for you to be issued this letter of support, you must first identify and contact one of these designated organizations and convince them that your business is one that they should support, you know, and oftentimes many of these organizations are like hubs, you know, they allow your company, they allow an environment for your company to, you know, in Canada to start, to get the necessary support it needs in order to become established inside Canada. And so these organizations are going to be selective about which company, which ideas they want to support inside Canada. And so if you're wanting to come via the route of a startup visa, then you will need to, first of all, identify a designated organization that is going to be providing you with a letter of support, because that's going to be a crucial element of the startup visa application. Another important element is the language requirement. You know, you will need to show that you have mastery of either English or French by writing one of the designated language exams and scoring at around a level 5 on the language test. So that's going to be another requirement. And a fourth requirement has to do with proof of funds. And this is a universal requirement across most permanent residency applications. You need to show that you will have sufficient money, your personal funds, to take care of you and your family while you're inside Canada, right? And typically the amount required varies depending on the number of people in your family. So if you're coming alone, then you're going to be required to show just under $14,000 for a single individual. And the amount you need to show increases per additional dependent family member. Okay, so that's going to be another requirement, proof of funds. And again, bear in mind that there's also a work permit element to the startup visa. So that will allow you to come to Canada and become actively engaged in the operation of the company, of the business, because that is also one of the requirements in order for you to ultimately, you and your partners, to ultimately meet the permanent residency requirements, right? So the work permit will allow you to be physically inside Canada and to become actively engaged in the business so that you meet that requirement when it comes time for your permanent residency application to be finalized. All right. So if you are a foreign entrepreneur, you either own a foreign business or you don't yet have a business, but you have a very innovative idea and you have experience running an innovative operation, then you might want to think about the startup visa program as a means of getting yourself and your family to Canada and potentially bringing your business partners, up to 4 other business partners, a total of 5 of you, along with your families, to Canada. All right. So I trust you found value from this. As always, remember to like our videos so that others will see more videos like this. Subscribe to our channel so that you'll be notified the next time we publish a video. And check us out on go.gooselaw.com. Thanks. See you again.